All right, what's going on? It is Graham with Brother Telepathy here. We are doing an all 22 film breakdown of Cam Ward and Miami versus Virginia Tech. Um, Bit of an up and down game a little bit here for Cam Ward. We'll get into the film to actually back that up, but statistically at least, kind of an up and down game. Miami was in a lot of these games this year where it was sort of back and forth, and they had to kind of rally at the end. So kudos to Cam Ward and the rest of the Hurricanes for doing that. But looking at the stat line here, so Cam Ward was around 63% completion percentage, 343 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, had a fumble as well. So 3 turnovers overall. Took a few sacks in this game, I believe, also. Did have around 10 carries, as you see, rushing touchdown as well. So we'll get into all of the film here, but appreciate you guys tuning in here with me today. And let's get into the film. All right, first play from scrimmage here. They're lining up with 2 receivers to the outside on the top of the screen here, with a running back as well. Cam Ward's going to end up just hitting this check down. He gets pretty immediate pressure on this one, and then kind of just hangs in the pocket, hits his check down. I take it back. He doesn't actually hit the check down. He throws the check down. Not a really super accurately thrown pass here. We'll see from the tight angle, but, there's kind of some guys all around him. But I like how he hangs in the pocket, hits his check down when nobody else is open. So, again, I like that. You'd like a little bit more of an accurate throw here. Cam Ward certainly could work on his footwork and overall mechanics a little bit. So, I think with this amount of pressure, he probably could just hit it. He's a little late on hitting the check down. Overall, not a great play, but I like how he hangs in the pocket, and I think he reads the field accurately on this play. Not much to actually go over on this play, but just an example of Cam Ward's quick trigger. They're in a quads bunch set on the top of the screen there, being 4 receivers. He's just going to throw a quick screen out to the closest guy. Well, not the closest guy to him, but the guy at the back of the bunch, essentially. So just turns, sets his feet, quick delivery. Again, not much. He's got all the arm angle ability. He's got the quick trigger, throwing motion. Again, his mechanics are not perfect. He drops the ball a little bit when he passes. He kind of throws like a shortstop, which, again, shows kind of his talent, but I think he could clean some things up too. 2nd and 10. So next play, let's back it up a little bit. So nobody's really going to be open on this play, as you'll see. He's in a regular drop back set. They send a little bit of pressure. He kind of gets there immediately. If you look around here, nobody's really open. This hook defender ends up kind of playing the hook, so the curl on the outside isn't going to be open. Restrepo in the middle is going to be covered. Nothing. I mean, he's not really reading this side of the field. You could argue he maybe could have thrown the quick out here, but nothing really open. What you love to see Cam Ward do right here is just hit this little check down to his running back. What he ends up doing is he steps up and then ends up getting sacked here. What also scares you a little bit is right there at the end. He kind of flicks the ball away, which kind of gives you some nightmare vibes there a little bit on that. So right here, just go down at this point in the play. This is an issue we'll get into with Cam Ward. It's a two-edged sword if you want to think about it that way. You've got the play extendability, which is often really beneficial, but it can create some really negative plays as well that end up being unnecessary like this. So again, from a quarterback perspective, right here, when he sees nobody's open, really, you'd love for him to hit the check down to his running back. His running back's looking back at him, so no excuse there. Steps up, again, I think he could just do a better job with stuff like that. He got better about this throughout the season. This was still relatively early in the year. But you just love to see, he thought about it there for a second, but yeah, you just love to see him hit the check down sooner. That's one thing that Shedeur does well that Cam Ward doesn't. So one thing I absolutely love about Cam Ward is how cool and composed he is in the pocket. One of my favorite things about him, and is a great example of it on this play. So at the bottom of the screen, this is where we're going to be focusing our attention. Restrepo is the slot receiver, and then the outside guy at the very bottom of our screen. They're running like a kind of a two-man concept a little bit, but they end up running, clearly one of them runs the wrong route because they run straight into each other. Cam Ward sees this, doesn't panic though. Let's watch those two guys down there. I mean, they just run straight into each other. But if we back it up a little bit, again, Cam Ward notices this. Now let's turn our attention to Cam Ward. So he sits in the pocket, he reads the field, stop right here. He knows they're running the wrong routes automatically because they're running straight into each other. So he knows this. Cam Ward's sitting there, cool as a cucumber, diagnosing the field. Really here, you could argue he would hit the little, little hitch route or little stick route here to Arroyo, who's his tight end, but elects to then roll out, try to create something. He's got enough athleticism to turn the corner there, ends up getting close to a first down. So, overall, I'd say this is a positive run, but overall, again, my main takeaway here is just how cool. He doesn't panic whatsoever. He still tries to keep the play alive, eyes downfield, and then gets a positive run. So overall, I like it. Very next play, let's take note of the down and distance. It is 3rd and 1. A little bit of a gutsy play call here. So I kind of cut the screen off a little bit. Sorry, guys. But at the top here, that's where we're going to turn our attention. So if you remember second play of the game, Cam Ward threw the quick kind of smoke screen to that receiver. They're going to fake that to the outside guy, I believe. They're going to fake that smoke screen. Arroyo, the tight end in motion currently, he's going to end up running a wheel route. He's going to fake like he's going to block that corner, and then he's going to run a wheel route. Cam Ward's going to sit back, hit it in stride. Really, really nice throw. So again, they fake it. Cam Ward sits there, dials it up. Really nice over-the-shoulder ball to Arroyo. Ends up being a huge play. If we watch the tight angle, we can see the accuracy on this one. So again, cool back there, pumps it, throws in rhythm. I mean, kind of gets bobbled a little bit by Arroyo, but this is a really good throw. It hits him right in the hands. So overall, really nice play. Back to the board. So this was one of my favorite throws of Cam Ward's season right here. So looking at the defense, now a little bit different than our last video. They're running a 4-3 defense. They got 4 D linemen here, 3 backers, and then they've got their DBs on the field as well. Now on this play, we're going to be focusing on the right side of the field here. They're going to end up going into almost again like a little quarters coverage here. So we've got here, we got here, we got here, and then we got here basically. This guy on this side of the field just kind of ends up running like a little curl. Again, not really reading that side of the field. Restrepo is in the slot here. He's their number 1 receiver most of the time. He ends up kind of getting held. Actually, they throw a flag right here, but he gets held by the will backer. These guys essentially just drop in coverage right here, so they're not doing too much. Now, what they do on this side is a concept that we call scissors, because what happens is Arroyo here, tight end, ends up running a corner, and the Z, who ends up being the touchdown, ends up running a post. And so this is what we call a scissors concept here. Now, what Cam Ward does, which is really nice, is he throws an absolute strike to this outside receiver. What happens is the safety and the corner kind of get mixed up a little bit. So, or maybe they're taught this way. I'm not sure exactly. We'd have to be in their meeting room to know for sure. But the corner ends up taking this guy. The safety ends up taking this guy. So it's probably just easier that way than, if they cross, it might be too much confusion. So in this situation, they might just say, stay with the guy. So they almost play kind of like a quarters man, weird hybrid. But either way, what happens is Cam Ward ends up throwing like close to a 35-yard just cold rope here into this guy for a touchdown. So that's pretty much the play. Let's watch the film and diagnose it from there. So again, one of my favorite throws from Cam Ward's season. Look here. So again, he's throwing this post at the top of our screen right here. Look at this. Again, just on a rope, just rifles it in there right between the 2 high safeties. So again, kind of beats that cover 4 because he's really attacking the middle of the field there where there's no safety directly in between. So right here, ball's already out. So there's a lot of anticipation on this throw. Again, the velocity is elite. And that's one, again, Cam Ward doesn't have like the strongest arm. Like he's not, throwing as far, like distance wise, as like a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that. But his drive on the football is very impressive, especially with these deep intermediate passes. He's able to really effectively drive the ball into tight windows. And so this is, again, something that I think gives him a leg up on someone like Shedeur Sanders, where Sanders just doesn't have this in his arm. And again, it's a lot of it is just pure talent. So that gives me hope for Cam Ward. Reads the field, boom, just that's an absolute missile right between those guys. So again, one of my favorite throws of the season for Cam Ward. If he does stuff like this consistently in the NFL, watch out. He's going to be very dangerous. This is yet again another example of Cam Ward doing a little too much. On this play, nobody's really open. Play fake, design roll out to the right into the boundary. So I don't really like that play call, first of all. Right here, probably could hit Arroyo right here on the quick out more than likely, but he wants to hit this curl. I think with the guy kind of screaming in his face, there's not a ton you can do here at this point. Probably can't throw to Arroyo. Ideally, I'd like to see Cam Ward throw this one away, but he's got that escapability, which you do like. Again, he makes a little subtle move here, which shakes off that edge rusher. So I, again, like that. But right here, and you'll see it much better on the tight angle, but just kind of throws it late across the field. This ends up, later in, I think maybe in this game, but I know certainly in like some other games this year, this has caused an interception. So in this situation, this is just doing too much, trying to play too much hero ball. Cam Ward's not going to get away with stuff like this in the NFL. So, again, I like his ability to shake guys, but right here, this is just, if it's a completion, it gets 5 yards and you like that, but I think this is too much risk versus reward. Also takes a bit of an unnecessary hit there at the sideline. So, again, I think overall a check down would be the right move on this play. Not a ton to diagnose in this play because the tight end Arroyo ends up being wide open. This is a touchdown. This is like 2nd and 10. Usually Miami is in the shotgun kind of with that spread offense look a little bit. So when they're in tight like this, they often do run. They play fake off of it with a tight end leak down the middle of the field. So really nice play call. It works to perfection. Guy's wide open. Cam Ward hits it in stride. Again, you'll see here he's absolutely just wide open. So really easy pitch and catch, but, is able to get it to his guy for a nice walk-in touchdown. Good mechanics from Cam Ward in this one. There's really no issue on that. Just nice little flick. Doesn't miss the layups, which you want. So good play. This is an example of Cam Ward's pocket mobility. So left tackle ends up losing on this rep. Cam Ward is able to then step up, avoid it, and then make a positive play. Gets a nice block by Restrepo there on the side. So yeah, nothing crazy. Just you can see here from the tight angle, just good pocket presence, sees it, diagnoses it, gets field back downfield for something that ends up not being there, but good positive run. All right, guys, these are the ones that get me absolutely fired up about Cam Ward. So slot guy goes in motion. Restrepo at the top of the screen is going to be the guy we end up hitting on this play. He runs an over route. Guy at the bottom ends up running like a big post. Restrepo goes underneath him. And so as this guy goes in motion, the safety rolls back. This guy who's currently a safety rolls to corner to cover this guy. Restrepo wins, and then Cam Ward delivers a ball with such great touch and accuracy. This is really what you want to see out of your potential first-round quarterback. So play fake, again, sits there, just beautiful dime. And so we'll watch it again from the tight angle. You can really see how accurate this ball is. Cam Ward really knows how to throw a touch. He's not just slinging everything in there, guns a-blazing. He knows how to throw with touch. So this is a really nice play. Great release, just in stride, perfect. Back to the board. This is an awesome throw by Cam Ward. So they're going to run out of this bunch formation on the right. And we're not really going to focus on the left side of the field because it's not, that's not where the read is. The concept is over here. So the defense is going to come out with a single high safety look. So they're not really disguising anything. They're just dropping back into cover 3. So they've got deep third, deep third, and deep third. And so then these guys are, kind of hook defender, middle, hook defender. And so really the weakness in a cover 3 defense is going to be this area and this area. Typically would be like a seam. So I'm going to erase these real quick so you can see the play. So out of this bunch formation, you're going to have the outside guy run like a speed out here. You're going to have the inside guy, which is Arroyo, go inside and then kind of sit right here. This is like a stick concept, we call it right here. Now, Restrepo, this receiver, he's going to end up getting the catch. He's going to go inside a little bit. He's going to run like a corner route, essentially, like a flag or a corner route. And this out is going to hold this corner right here just enough on outside leverage that Cam Ward is going to pump this, making the corner bite down on this a little bit. And then he's going to actually end up hitting this this corner or this seam ball to Restrepo. And so this is a really nice throw. It's again, good velocity, good zip on the ball, good completion. So let's watch the play. Really, really nice completion here by Cam Ward. Again, he attacks the weak spot in cover 3. So we'll notice again, he pump fakes this out right here. That makes the corner just hesitate just enough to where Cam Ward can fire this ball in between those two deep third defenders. So just stands in the pocket, delivers a nice strike. Again, really, really elite drive and velocity on these intermediate to deep throws from Cam Ward. Really great, great catch by Restrepo here. Again, I hate to say it, this is stuff you just don't see Shedeur Sanders do. You don't see him generate these explosives like this. And, again, really smart play by Cam Ward and great execution as well. Again, this is the stuff that you love about Cam Ward's tape. So goal line here, he's going to initially look for Restrepo on this side to run the fade, but astutely does not throw it because the corner on this side ends up kind of covering that. So, again, good decision to not throw that. He ends up bailing on the pocket and then kind of creates outside. This is, again, his creatability. Ends up throwing a really nice touchdown here. Again, right here, he wants to throw to Restrepo, but notices the corner on the outside receiver, stays with it. So then he, looks away from it. You'd kind of ideally maybe like for him to step up here, but he does end up going around and then, buys time. Notice that same guy on the outside is just running all the way across the field. Again, very subtle, but watch Cam Ward right here. Buys time, and then just floats it up. Look at that. In stride, perfect. Was able to throw it to where only his guy could get it and get his feet down. So the tight angle here is going to be really cool to see. So again, outside, create, buy time, float it up. That's the natural arm ability right there. I mean, this is such a great throw. It doesn't, require, he doesn't have to have his feet perfectly set. I mean, his feet are essentially square to his shoulders right here when he's throwing the ball. I mean, he's fading away. The arm talent is really there for Cam Ward, and this is the stuff you love to see with him, the creatability. All right, next play here is actually an interception by Cam Ward, but I will say, although it is an interception, I like what Cam Ward is seeing and what he's thinking. I think this is an example of he reads it correctly, but then ends up actually kind of telegraphing his pass a little bit. He kind of locks into where he's going and ends up throwing it anyways without then seeing how the defense reacts to it. It makes sense, and you'll see what I mean here. So if we roll the footage here, the two receivers at the bottom of the screen here, they're going to be running post routes essentially. And Restrepo, who's our number 3 receiver, he's going to be the target. He's running a wheel route, kind of an out and up actually. So he runs an out. And Cam Ward pumps it, and then he wants to throw the out, and then streak up the sideline to Restrepo. Now, in this play, you'll see Cam Ward here recognizes it's man coverage. This DB is covering this receiver, who's covered up right now. This DB is covering this receiver, and this DB, this guy. And so what Cam Ward is seeing is that, okay, they're in man coverage. This guy guarding Restrepo, the guy I want to throw to ultimately, he's going to get caught up in this traffic with the post route here. And so he's going to end up being wide open for a touchdown right here. And so again, I like the thinking. However, what happens, we'll see, this corner right here, he notices this, and then he actually stops and leaves this guy, and he actually jumps to Restrepo. So then he ends up making the pick on this because, again, Cam Ward was thinking that this was going to be an easy completion. So, again, I like what Cam Ward was thinking on this one. He reads the field correctly. He knows where he wants to go on this out and up. But then again, right here, he knows, all right, I'm throwing it, is what he's thinking. He wants to throw with some anticipation. Like, again, I've been getting on to Shedeur Sanders about not doing. Cam Ward does it. But in this situation, you would like for him to ideally to identify that this guy is coming off of this receiver and not throw that because, again, he should be seeing that. So it's a tough play to diagnose. Again, it is ultimately interception, so bad play overall. But I like where his head's at. I think you just like to see him diagnose it a little better post-snap. All right, not too much to diagnose on this one, but I just want you guys to see that he's fully reading the field, and I do like that. So turns down his initial guy because he's getting kind of locked up on the outside, plus there's a safety over top. Reads the field fully, goes to his next outlet here, takes a peek. He's not really seeing anything he loves, so hits his check down accurately. And so, it allows for a good, really second and short or first down, depending on where they spot the ball. But you see his head full, turn all the way across the field, decisive, hits his check down. So, good bounce back from an interception. This one, not the best throw from Cam Ward here. He's going to end up getting a cover 3 look, and his guy Restrepo, who's the point man in the bunch formation, is going to run across, like a big cross route across the field. And so, he does get some pressure. The running back picks it up late. Guy ends up being in his grill. We'll see it from the tight angle here, but allows the ball to be a little bit inaccurate on this one. And so you'd ideally love for Cam Ward to recognize the coverage here, see that this guy's taking the deep third, and then actually throw it more over here. Now, again, I think that the pressure, made him have to fire it a little bit early and end up making it a little bit inaccurate. Restrepo didn't really have a chance for it, so he kind of sailed it on him. So, overall, again, inaccurate throw, but, I think he reads the field correctly, and he does throw to the correct receiver, but he just sails on him a little bit because of some other stuff going on. So, kind of an up and down play in a sense, but, overall inaccurate. Here's an example of some positive Cam Ward magic here. So Restrepo goes in motion. He's going to be his initial read. He's going to run like a 10 to 12 yard dig, and he actually gets held by the corner here, so he doesn't actually get off of it. So Cam Ward elects to turn it down, makes something happen by stepping up in the pocket, and then right here he sees his running back leaking, so throws a nice sidearm completion to the running back. And so again, this is the good of Cam Ward, his creatability. So sometimes it bites him, but other times it's good. So sees it, doesn't like it, steps up, decisive, nice little sidearm flick. Let's notice that again, the arm angle ability here. So he's got the defender in his grill, but is able to contour his body and his arm to throw it mostly accurately. It's a tough throw, but he does put it on him enough to get a positive play out of it. This is not a great throw by Cam Ward. So we're going to focus on the bottom of the screen here for the initial onset of the play. They're running a post wheel concept. So the outside guy at the bottom of the screen, he's running a post. And then the inside guy, I believe that's Restrepo, is running a wheel. And so if you take a look here, actually, I don't think Restrepo is the one who runs the wheel. It's the motion man. He's the one running the wheel, excuse me. So Restrepo is where the ball should have actually gone. So the running back motions out. He's the one running the wheel. Again, same guy, bottom of the screen, is running the post. So Cam Ward takes a look here, and he's got essentially Restrepo on like a 5 yard in. He's got the tight end Arroyo on like a quick arrow route, which is just like flat down the line of scrimmage. Outside guy, post, and then running back is running the wheel. So Cam Ward throws the wheel. Let's pause though. Right here, I'll ask you guys who you would throw to in this situation. So I'm looking at either Restrepo or Arroyo. That would be this guy or this guy. Now, let's take a look at the down and distance. I think you can see it on, maybe it'll take a minute to look at. It's 1st and 10. I'll just, spoiler alert, it's 1st and 10. So on this play, you've got this guy, this corner at the bottom of the screen. He's dropping back into deep third coverage, and then they've got the safety over top. So really, neither of those guys are going to be open. Now, Cam Ward's going to throw to the wheel route. Almost gets picked off, probably should have gotten picked off. But, right here, again, you've got a good option in Restrepo, and you've got a fine option in Arroyo. And you could argue maybe Arroyo is the better way to go. But either way, it's not either of these outside guys because there's, two guys right there in coverage, right against the sideline. So it ends up being incomplete. I would have loved for Cam Ward to take in Restrepo or Arroyo in that situation and just live to play another down. Again, it's 1st and 10. Look right here. You've got Restrepo right there. There's really only that guy behind him. But if you lead him a little bit out here, you can allow him to catch it, turn upfield, and maybe get another first down. So, I don't like this decision by Cam Ward. He almost catches it, actually. So, either way, though, even if this was complete, I don't like the idea on this one. Now, this is a really interesting play to diagnose. So to set the stage, it's 3rd and 15. So they're down a touchdown, I believe, at this point in the game. So they still, want to make something happen on this. And this is kind of, again, the double-edged sword thing with Cam Ward. On this play, he does some good things, but he also does some bad things too. And, again, I think he is really going to need to get rid of this hero ball mentality going into the league because that's just not how you win in the NFL most of the time. It's something that's good to have when you need it, but to be able to rely on that all the time is not going to behoove him in the league. So it's something that he'll need to work on. So again, 3rd and 15. So right here, he's got some time, and they're playing deep coverage. Of course, they're trying to protect the sticks. First down is far away. So in this situation right here, he's buying some time, which you do like to have. Now, right here, what I would love to have Cam Ward do in this situation is just throw the check down right here to, I think that's Arroyo. So in this situation, he's got really, you could argue 2-on-1, but really this is more of like a 1-on-1 matchup right here. So what I would like to see him do is hit Arroyo, give his guy a chance. Arroyo's got some athleticism. I think he could shake this guy, run through him, something, make it 4th and manageable. Again, live to play another down type of situation. Or maybe he even does something and actually makes a move and actually gets a first down here. He elects to turn that down, so he evades pressure then, which I do like out of Cam Ward's game. So again, it continues to evade pressure. Little stiff arm you like to see. He's still trying to keep the play alive. He's looking back, seeing what he can do. And, he makes a crazy off-platform throw that actually ends up being complete pretty close to the sticks there. I believe that's to Restrepo, I think. So, it's a nice throw overall. And again, he gives his guys a chance, which you do like to see. But, again, I think this is not going to be something he's consistently going to be able to do in the league. So, he is good at evading pressure. Guy turns around, shakes a tackler there, buys time. You do like that. It's complete. Again, there's some highs and lows here. Overall, I think it's just not going to always suit him the best to do things like that in the NFL. Again, good to have in your back pocket if you need it in a situation like that. But, it's not something you want to rely on. It's not your go-to often in the NFL. Next play, not the best decision or throw in my opinion. They're going to, again, run another post wheel concept. So guy at the bottom of the screen is going to run, he's going to run more like a dig, actually, like a 10-yard dig, not a post. So it's a dig wheel concept, which is kind of aiming at the same thing, essentially. The guy in motion is going to be the guy who runs the wheel route. That's who ultimately Cam Ward throws to. And so if we watch this play, he's got plenty of time. Look at the separation that the guy on the outside has right here. I know the ref's in the way. The ref will get out of the way for this throw to be completed. So I'm not worried about the ref being right there. And so, right here, if we look at the bottom of the screen, I'll move my cursor here so you guys can see that. This is not necessarily a winning matchup, in my opinion, with the type of leverage the corner has on the receiver. I mean, he's squatting right on it. So in my opinion, that's where my brain is like, okay, this is not the one I want to throw to. However, if I look in the middle of the field, number 11 is streaking across the middle of the field. He's got a lot of separation there. I think this should be an easy completion right in the middle of the field, and then allow for your guy to get some yak. He then turns and throws the wheel route, and it's also not a accurately thrown ball either. So if you are going to throw that wheel route, you got to really lay it out there for your guy to run underneath it. He kind of short arms it. Not the best throw. He could have been throwing to Arroyo too. So I don't really love that play by Cam Ward. All right, this is about as good of an incompletion as you can get in my book here. So we're going to pay attention here to Restrepo, who's, again, the point man in the condensed bunch formation at the top of the screen. So he's going to essentially, his route is going to be like a kind of a glance or a dig. He's going to go in between the two zone defenders there, and Cam Ward threads the needle right in between them. It ends up being an incompletion, but right here, look at that. He threads the needle right between. Restrepo stopped moving, and that's why it's an incomplete pass. This was a really good throw by Cam Ward. A lot of zip on it, good velocity, and again, Restrepo stopped moving. That's why it was incomplete. We can really see the angle here on the tight angle here. So right here, look at that. That's good, really good anticipation right here. He knows he wants to throw it right here, and again, this is when Restrepo is not quite looking yet. He's wrapping around the defender. Cam Ward's going to thread it right through these two zone defenders right here. And again, Restrepo stops moving. This should have been a completion. Routine throw here, but this is the stuff you like to see Cam Ward do because you know that he can do it. So again, Restrepo in the slot, motion over, little whip route on the inside there by Restrepo. And so Cam Ward just calmly sits back, diagnoses it, hits his guy in rhythm, routine, and allows for yak. So again, we know Cam Ward can do the magic stuff. Let's see him do stuff like this in rhythm. This is the one that you go back and show Cam Ward and say, hey, look, sometimes it's just as easy as this. Good play. All right, another play by Cam Ward that I wish he would throw the kind of obvious throw here, but turns it down and actually makes a good play out of it, all things considered. But right here, slow play action, a little bit of an RPO type situation. Restrepo, who's the number 3 receiver, is going to, again, wrap around or in route around this guy right in between the defense here. I'd love for Cam Ward right here, flip his hips and throw with anticipation, fire this in over the middle of the field. He doesn't throw it, even right here, throw that ball. Doesn't do it. So then right here, he steps up. I think he could hit this drag underneath, chooses to not do that. Steps up, finds the room there, wiggles through, and then does get a first down with a positive run. So, again, ultimately a positive result. But I love right here to him to let that ball go to Restrepo. As you can see right here, is coming open. He sees it right here. I think this is where you should throw it. If again, just zip it right past the referee's head right here. I think there's a lane for that. Turns it down, but then is decisive, gets out of the pocket, and gets a first down. Cam Ward's second interception here. We're going to diagnose it a little bit. So in this situation here, it kind of looks like man a little bit because they're pressed up against them with the single high safety. So it looks like a cover one, just single high over top man coverage. What they end up doing is the H-back here, which is Arroyo, ends up kind of motioning over, and then he runs like an over route. Not that big of a deal. We're not going to worry about that. The throws to the right side of the field, so we're going to focus on that. What ends up happening is the defense ends up dropping into cover 3. So they're here, and then safety's over middle third. And so we've talked about this route concept before. They're going to run a scissors concept. So outside guy is going to run a post, inside guy is going to run a corner. And so we talked about, where the weakness in cover 3 is right here, the seams, as you might call it. And so this is Restrepo where the ball goes. And so Restrepo actually stems inside and then looks at Cam Ward. And then he ends up actually breaking back out for the corner route. Cam Ward doesn't throw the most accurate ball, but I think if we watch it, what you'll notice is Cam Ward is actually trying to throw him more inside because he knows this is cover 3 and he's trying to hit more in line with where the opening in the defense is. Restrepo ends up actually taking a different angle than what I think Cam Ward thinks he's going to do. And so the ball ends up being inside of Restrepo and it gets picked off. So I don't think this is the best throw by Cam Ward, but again, I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to keep him inside here and keep him on a skinnier, skinnier kind of finish, if you will, because again, he knows where the weakness in the cover 3 is. So, again, not a great throw. It is an interception ultimately, but I like where Cam Ward's head's at. I think he recognized the coverage and, and takes what he thinks is the right move there. And again, I don't hate the decision on that one. So yeah, here's the play we just went over on the whiteboard. Again, you can see they drop back into cover 3 with that scissors concept on the top. See right there, Restrepo is open. And so, I think Cam Ward maybe could have put it on him here since he wasn't looking back. But at the same time, he knew he was going to turn around and run that corner route. And so when Restrepo turns around, again, Restrepo takes it flatter, more towards the sideline. I think Cam Ward anticipated he was going to take it a bit skinnier because he was so open in that seam, which is where the weakness of the cover 3 defense is. So that's why the ball is a bit inside of where Restrepo is, if that makes sense. So again, does end up being an interception. So I think this one is more of just like a form of like a miscommunication between Restrepo and Cam Ward. And you could see, I don't know if you guys saw it there, but Cam Ward was visibly frustrated that happened. And I don't think it's because he thought he threw a bad pass. And so again, he puts it inside because I think that's where he thought Restrepo was going to be. So, again, turnover, we don't want that. Maybe not the best decision in the moment, but, I can see where he's at, which again is encouraging to see it's not a hero ball turnover. It's, an actual football quarterback play turnover that you can justify. All right, next drive here. So down 2 scores, need to get the ball moving here. Cam Ward scans the field completely, finds his that stick route there at the slot. So I just like, again, how he reads the defense fully, reads the field, goes from 1 read, 2 read, 3 read, 4 read, actually then hits it on the stick route. So nice play. Nice touchdown run by Cam Ward here. So in the red zone, guy comes in motion. They end up running mesh, which again, these two guys kind of cross over each other here. Now, typically, you'll see them both kind of stop running. You normally do that in a zone defense in which you're kind of trying to sit in between the soft spots where you can actually get a completion there. If it's man, you're supposed to keep running because it's going to, the guys are usually trailing behind you. But they both end up stop running. And neither one of them are open, and then neither of the other 2 receivers are open. So Cam Ward decisively steps up in the pocket, runs all the way through, barrels through a couple tackles there, and scores. So this is a really nice read. Again, nothing's there. Steps up in the pocket, decisive, good, strong runner, good finish, nice touchdown. Down 10, fourth quarter, really need to start making a comeback here. They go in this quads bunch formation like they often like to do. And they pump the smoke screen once again, so they kind of fake that. Inside guy runs like a crosser here, and Cam Ward throws an absolute seed right between those 2 middle field defenders right here and right here. So just really nice ball, nice velocity, good accuracy. It's a good completion here. So we'll watch from the tight angle, but yeah, it's right between these 2 guys right here. So that's great ball placement, great velocity, great catch. That's what you need when you're down 10 in the fourth quarter. One thing that doesn't get talked about a lot in Cam Ward's game is his spatial awareness down the field. So Restrepo comes in motion here, and it's a 3-man concept at the top of the screen here. He's going to eventually hit the tight end, McCormick, here, who's played like 9 seasons of college football. Just kind of crazy, but he's going to hit this guy. Cam Ward understands touch and how to throw passes over defenders and layer the football. And so that's exactly what he does right here. Just a nice little flick right over this weak backer who's playing defense. And so we'll see it from the tight angle here. So, just understands, put it only where your guy can get it. So this is a nice throw here. Really cool play by Cam Ward here. So what happens is you see this guy jumps off sides big time. So he knows that that's a flag for sure. So he's looking downfield immediately to try to make something happen, try to create a big play because he's got the flag to rely on anyways. So rolls out. This is a long throw. This is really perfectly thrown. You want to put it out and away from the defender, and that's exactly where he puts it. So perfectly only where, again, his guy can get it. So this is a really nice throw. We'll watch the tight angle here for this rollout. It's nice to see that Cam Ward can make these type of throws. Again, that's a perfectly thrown football in that situation. So nice catch by Arroyo as well. Next play, in rhythm, scans the field, delivers a nice football to the outside guy here running a speed out. Again, just on time, good throw. Allows for a little bit of yak. So let's take a look at the footwork, see how that looks here. Pretty good drop, loads up. He drops his arm a little bit when he throws. Right there, he kind of drops it and then gets it out. So it's quick enough, but I think he could work on his release a little bit as well. Overall, good play though. I'm going to keep this very brief because it's actually just a handoff, but this is one of my favorite attributes of Cam Ward. He does not flinch. He does not get scared. He doesn't get panicked. So it's a horrible snap by the center. You can see, though, he recovers it, stays calm, takes a look, and then hands it off as it was intended to be originally. So, again, I just like Cam Ward. He's got good awareness, and, again, he doesn't flinch. Right here, he could have panicked. He could have, bouncing the ball. You could argue maybe it was the right play, but he just doesn't have any fear, and I really like that about him. You need that to be a successful quarterback at the next level. This is all part of that final drive for Miami, so this is kind of like a 2-minute drill here for him, and he clutches up. He just continues to, have ice in his veins, and he knows when to step up and when to not turn the ball over, and this is a situation when he does that, and, this is not a difficult throw, but he diagnoses the field correctly. He is decisive and then throws a nice ball to the 5-yard in route by the outside receiver. So, again, he reads the field correctly. His guy wins, puts it on time, well accurately thrown ball as well. This is the one everybody kind of remembers from this game, the magic moments of Cam Ward. So nothing's open downfield. He shakes the first sack, which, is a positive of Cam Ward. He's strong in the pocket. So, he's trying to hit this double move at the top of the screen, but he's well covered. Only 3 men out there running routes, and so nobody's really open. I believe it's his right guard. I believe he just gets torched, and so there's a guy right in his face. He shakes that tackle, so he's strong in the pocket, and then, obviously can't do anything here. This guy, 11, is open, but you can't make that throw. There's a guy to your right. You can't step up and make a throw across your body to the right side of the field. It's just not possible. So this is really a situation where it should be a sack and puts him in a long sack because, first down marker's right here. So we're looking at a good 20 yards, for the sticks. But Cam Ward knows where his guy is and where it's supposed to be. And it's actually interesting. I watched a post-conference press interview after this, and Cam Ward was saying that he's telling his guys, like, hey, if I'm getting sacked back there, just be around me, be close, because I'll find you. And that's exactly what he does. Does a little shovel pass out to his tight end here, and then, look, he dang near scores. So, this was, again, Cam Ward, clutch gene. He just kind of has it. Again, this is not something you want to rely on if you're Cam Ward, but in this situation, when you just need something to happen, he does it. And again, little shovel pass out to his tight end, shakes the tackler, and then gets all the way on the 1-yard line. And then, they end up scoring on this play to go ahead, I believe. Let's just let it play out. Oh, I think he does a little rollout. This is a nice play by Miami here. So this was the game-winning touchdown. Again, you could argue this is an easy throw, but you still have to execute. You still have to hit the layups, as I like to say. And this is what he does. Again, not a hard throw, not a difficult throw, but he throws it accurately. He throws it with enough touch to where he doesn't make it too difficult on his receiver. Again, he's wide open, so just put it on him, make it an easy catch. He does, and this is the one that puts him ahead and ultimately wins the game for him. We'll watch it from this side too, I guess. So, yeah, again, just puts it on him. All right, thanks, guys. With that is the ending of Cam Ward versus Virginia Tech. A lot of good, a lot of questionable in this game. This was one of Cam Ward's more up and down games. He had a lot cleaner games later on in the year, but I wanted to review one where there were some struggles for Cam Ward as well. So there certainly were some, and NFL teams will be questioning things like some decision-making in certain situations, hero ball mentality, stuff like that. But Cam Ward's got the tools that you really like, and if you talk to guys around Miami, it sounds like he is really the type of leader you want in your building as well. So I'm high on Cam Ward. I think he is definitively QB1 in this class for me. So Micah and I will dive a little more into that with other position rankings and QB rankings and all that good stuff leading up to April's draft. So thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.